So I'm going to continue around, and then I'm going to go all the way around the stem with this brown, exactly the same way I did this. And I'm also going to go all the way around the apple, exactly the same way we did the heart. So I'm going to do the blanket stitch all the way around here. I'm going to leave a little hole, and I'm probably going to put some stuffing in this guy as well. Okay? Okay, so we're back. So I've got that one stitched together, this one, and then I stitched the apple together and it's got some stuffing in it. And then now I'm just going to show you what I was talking about, the worm. So I've got the one side, and I'm going to do, I think I want them going that way. So I'm going to just do a knot, and then I'm just going to do a couple things for eyes here. There's actually a stitch called a French knot on how to make eyes, and I've totally forgotten how to do it. So we're just going to go in and out a few times and make little eyes. This is if you want to do it with thread. Challenge yourself a little bit. Like I said, if you don't want to, you can very easily just grab a Sharpie or a felt pen, whatever color you want, and do it this way. So I am just doing that. I'm just going back and forth, making some little lines, little eyes. Looks good. Now I'm going to do the same thing we did with the leaf. I'm going to do that back stitch to make a little mouth. Let's see if this works. Maybe, maybe not. Smiling worm here. Aww. Okay, so now we have a face. So now I'm just going to do just a couple little lines down here, kind of like, I don't know what you would call them.
Wrinkles?
Worm wrinkles? Sure. Let's call them worm wrinkles. That's a thing. It is now. So I'm just doing that back stitch across. And when I follow this, I'm just going to go back in, and then I'm going to just start another line underneath here. I'm going to turn it around and then just go this way. And this means I don't have to knot it, re-knot it, and cut it. I can just keep going.
And also it will most likely be backwards for you.
Sure. Kind of looks like a thumb.
Yeah.
Now I've got Mr. Worm there. Then I'm going to just do that. Doesn't really matter where I start here. I'm just going to go through the other piece so that I can start my blanket stitch. Just like I did around the other pieces, and I'm just going to go all the way around. Trying to make my stitches as even as possible. This is also something where you don't want to go too close to the edge because you want to leave enough room. You can do that blanket stitch. And I like the blanket stitch because now it's making my worm look more bumpy. It looks a little bit more realistic that way.
I feel like he needs a name like Stuart.
Stuart the worm. Okay, so I have a little bit of thread left here. So now I'm just going to figure out where I want to put my things. Do you want to go that way?
Yes.
What do we think? Do we like that? Okay. So now, because I have the thread here, I'm just going to go around just to attach it. I don't have a lot of thread. I'm kind of running out. I should probably get a new piece because it could be too short. And we all know when we're sewing, don't sew all the way to the end because then you can't knot it properly and then your piece will fall apart. You always want to leave enough that you can make a knot. So that, I'm just going to get another piece of thread here, which I fortunately already have.
You got it?
Thread it. Do my knot. Going across here. Now when I get to this end, I'm gonna see if I want it like this. I'm not sure I want them to stick out that much, so I might just go around the corner and just do a couple stitches up this side. And I'm kind of using my needle. I'm not going way out here. I'm kind of going underneath so that you don't see a lot of those stitches. Just like that. That way it doesn't puff out quite as much. Let's stay put on the apple. So we've done that. Our loop through twice, pull and cut. Now I'm going to put the stem on. Make another knot.
This is Phil Collins the worm.
Phil Collins the worm. He's a musical worm, is he? I don't know. What do we think? Do we like it that way? That way. I like that way. So I am. Oh, am I going to switch my colors? Yeah.
No.
Don't bother.
Keep green.
I'm just going to keep the green
Sometimes stems are green.
because I'm actually going to put the. And I'm just going in and out because I'm going to put the leaf over top. So again, I'm not worrying about making my stitches super neat and tidy. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. It's kind of getting dark in here. It's getting close to dinner time.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, 6.
Okay, so now I've attached the stem and I'm just going to stick the leaf right over top. I'm going to go back through the leaf, and this thread is pretty close to the same color as the leaf. If I was really picky about it, I would probably stay closer to the edge. You're going to see it a bit on the back, but that's okay.
Because Phil Collins has no secrets.
You could always just attach a piece of ribbon or something and have this as a window hanging as well.
That'd be a lot of your
This would
that
be
you've made.
This would be a nice gift for a teacher too. Little apple stuff.
Last day of school, gift for the teacher.
You could always make it, send it in the mail.
Oh, now, yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going around the bottom here just because I want this to be somewhat attached and not flopping all over the place. I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to just go through, make a loop, go through once, go through twice, pull. And I'm going to do it once more just to be on the safe side. Now, if I really wanted to hide this, I could have attached the leaf and the stem to the front, I'm wrapped around here, to the front part and then stitch the apple together, but I really didn't care. So I'm just doing it this way.
We're getting pretty tired for today.
There you go. Now we have.
Phil Collins. And
This is one of the things you can do with felt. So this is the same concept for what we drew it and cut it out. You can do this with so many different things. There's the little heart that we made before. I took that little bird shape that I showed you, and then I cut out the leaf piece and I used it as a wing and attached that. And then this is an example of one I did a while ago with some other kids, a little owl, and I used the exact same concept as I drew it out. Then I traced my outside, and then I cut this piece out next, then I cut out the paper, and then I traced this piece, and then the beak and the eyes, and then I stitched these layers all together flat first, and then I stitched the back and the front together and stuffed it. So I hope you have fun. And I can't wait to see what you guys, if you make stuff and you want to email me, I'd love to see what you make. And if you have any questions, you can also email and ask me too. Hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.